When we consider the idea of landscape as an energy, what does that evoke from us? When we think of the evolution of a place on the planet, how do we feel about that place? Do we feel that energy? Similarly, when we use energy to craft an environment for ourselves, doesn't that also embed an emotion in us? Don't we feel the energy of the city as it moves? It's important to remember that urbanism is an energy. Likewise, the landscape too is an emotion and an accretion of time, memory, energy, and in place. Always in motion, always changing. And when they come together, it's important to use our imaginations to try and feel the sort of future we want to move towards, and to remember that it freely starts with an emotion. But who is the custodian of that emotion? Of course, it is us. It's after all human energy that animates these places. Doesn't that mean that human energy is in a very big part of the landscape? Isn't it ultimately us that drives change? In the past, we used to use our scientific methods to try and build and uncover the truth of sustainability on our planet. Cosmology tells us about our place in the stars, geology, our time in history, ecology is the framework of how our species make up a biosphere. But in our scientific wayfinding approach, our emotions that typically move us aren't considered. Our spiritual sense of drive is something secondary to our calculation, and so our motivation evaporates away. So now, when we build our new cities, the Cartesian method dominates. There is no emotion. And the most Cartesian method of all, we have come to call landscape urbanism. Just as it sounds, we now build cities to emulate the landscape, and we program them so that people follow suit. But what about people? In this paradigm, people are seen as the ultimate root of the problem. The ultimate tragedy of gentrification is that we exclude. Those with less must go elsewhere. And through that rejection is the birth of slum urbanism, when human beings seeking opportunity are faced with a city unsympathetic to their plight. People are left to their own devices, and that's where our sustainable thinking tumbles, because we always forget people, and those who dwell in this failure bear the brunt. Ultimately, we need to consider human energy, for where it is well cultivated and cared for, the landscape follows suit, for it is the landscape. So in other words, people really are the landscape. It is ultimately coming to grips with human energy that makes the city sustainable. Learn how to make the best of people's enthusiasm, change the urbanism, and change the landscape urbanism to follow suit. And that is when all possibilities become real.